What's up? What's happening? So, I keep making this video. I have to because I'm still so triggered and upset by what happened to Will Smith and Chris Rock. But Will Smith just is not the problem. Now, I get it. Most women, we have Will Smith's back only because he stood up for his wife. And that's one main reason why women are giving Will Smith a pass. Men, I feel, are a little more judgmental on this because, it's making men, to me, look bad all over, or at least have to step up to the plate. Because if, women are looking at men like, okay, I need a nigga that's going to Will Smith a nigga for me. I feel like Will Smith stood up for the right reason, for the right purpose, and that's the only reason why I give him a pass. And that's the only reason why I don't want him to lose his Grammy. I don't want there to be charges pressed against him, and I wish we could just leave it there. The only real thing I want out of it is for Chris Rock and Will Smith to come together and apologize. I don't care if Ayanna Fix My Life have to revive her show and restore these two their relationship. I really want to see them come together in a public forum, and I would like to see them publicly reunite in a mature, classy way that's going to give back to the culture. Give back to the culture because you showed, everybody's saying black people, they made black people look bad. I feel like they made, Will Smith made himself look bad because it was two black people in this situation. One black person kept his composure and the other black person was very emotional. Hello, Don. Was very emotional. So if we're going to say this made black people look bad, we can't really say that because, again, Chris Rock made black people look good. Like, we got sense and we can hold ourselves. He didn't engage in a fight, which I thought was very admirable. I thought it was, I can't help but give Chris Rock his kudos. I can't help but just be pleasing with what I seen out of Chris. He remained professional. He just remained poised. It just, everything that you could say, kudos to you. Because he could have fought back. He could have hit back. He could have cussed him out. He could have went on a rant and a rage and many of jokes after that. He could have went in, but he didn't. And thank God. And let's give praise to Chris for that. Now, on Will's behalf, Will, for me, I will give him credit where it's due. But the real problem here is Jayda. Jayda, she's the real problem. Somebody like, how is Jayda the real problem? First of all, let's talk about she let her man go all the way to this catwalk to even engage in this situation. I just felt like thinking of it like she didn't even try to get up and pull him back, even though she didn't know what he was going to do. But you get a sense of your partner when they're mad or when something ain't right, or even if you like, hey, what you doing? You going something. But she let him get all the way there and do what she did. My daughter says that Jada's spirit jumped off on Will. That was Jayda who wanted to slap Chris Rock. And I said, maybe so. And that's when I got to start thinking, I do think Jada's a witch. I think she's a modern day witch. And, she has a strong Jezebel spirit. I don't like the type of person Jayda is, but she's been the poison ivy to that whole family, to their marriage, to their family structure, to everything. She's like the vine of poison ivy for their whole situation they got going as a family. Anytime your 15-year-old get emancipated away from his family, it's a lot of toxicity going on and it's not love. There's some real scary things going on in that environment. Because I don't know a 15-year-old alive unless they're going through abusive, mind torturing things that want to get away from their parents. And that was Jaden Smith, right? Sorry, my light went out. That was Jaden Smith, and so for me, um, it's a situation where Jaden, sorry about that. It's a situation where Jaden, he's a kid. He can't manage himself. Now, let's get to what I really want to say because, when I say Jada is the problem, I mean that she's manipulative, she's controlling, uh, she is toxic, she is mentally abusive, she is gamey, she is a narcissist to me. She's did I say layered? Did I say I did say manipulative. Just everything that a person has bad characteristics. She's a cheater. Oh, how can I forget that one? She's a cheater. And selfish. Just straight up selfish. And she calls the shots. To me, all of that equates a Jezebel spirit. If you don't know what a Jezebel spirit is, read up on her because she's riddled down with many deceiving ways. She gets her way. She's dominant, and she causes much confusion. Her path, her walk is all confusion. And every time you look what comes from Jada to this relationship is confusion. I felt like she, a long time ago, set Will Smith up in little pieces to tear him apart. And it started when she made this whole pimp my Negro speech of if you on one wing of the house and I'm on the other wing of the house, and you got somebody else and I got somebody else, we're not getting a divorce. We're going to stay married. That was security. She was securing her position. If you got somebody else and I got somebody else, we still going to maintain and be together. That's because, Will, you are a check, you are security, and I ain't never known her. Look, I don't see her dating a Will Smith in her younger years. As you get older, women, we know, okay, if I'm going to get serious, if I'm going to settle down with somebody, Will's the type of man to do it. Jada is a thug underneath, and she like thug passion guys. To have a good guy like Will Smith, it's not her norm, and I didn't see him as her type. I didn't see Will Smith as Jada Pinkett's type. So that was first things first, why I never thought they made a good match. They look good together as a couple, but a real match, she was out of his league for me as someone of Will Smith's caliber. She was just out of his league, And I think he's always tried to be the man the type of man she liked, So when people say, well, why didn't he slap August Alsina and why didn't he slap Tupac? First of all, let's keep it 100. Her and Tupac were pretty much friends. I don't know if they had a serious enough relationship where it was ever that deep. I feel like they had a spiritual connection as good friends and two people who went way back and knew each other. But as far as a love super bond connection, no. It was not that way. You know what I'm saying? And so, as far as August Alsina, let me tell you how manipulative this woman is. When it came to August, she knew off top that she was going to, well, no, she didn't know off top, but women, it's like the comedians say, we know in the first 5-10 minutes of seeing or meeting you that we're gonna sleep with you, it is the truth. We know when we see her, but as long as you don't say nothing stupid, long as nothing dumb comes out your mouth, we pretty much know we're gonna give it to you. She knew when she seen him in the hospital and he was sick what her intentions were. To say she wanted to help him, guess how she pimped Will? She went to Will and said, let's help this young guy. Now, Will lets this young man come in his house. This young man not only is bringing himself into their house, but he's also the guardian of 3 young girls. So now he's taking care of, August Alsina and these 3 girls. This woman knows she likes this man. And they're going to be in a relationship because she started going after August. Who could deny an older woman, beautiful and successful as Jayda Pinkett? And you got to be a cold sister to have your husband take care of your lover and all he got going on. For not 1 year, not for 6 months, but for 3 years, almost 4 years, your husband been taking care of you and your lover and his 3 nieces. And ain't nobody working in the house but Will Smith, basically. I mean, I'm pretty sure she had little engagements here and there, but she get to play. She get to play with her life. Just like her children. They get to play with their life. Oh, sure, they can do a little dibble and dabble here and there, but nobody's making the real money like Will. Nobody's getting out there like Will Smith and making it happen like Will. So it's the manipulating part to me, And once August Alsina figured her out and seen that he was being used, and really, to me, I'm gonna keep it a buck. When she realized that, she had made, remember Will Smith got a YouTube and he just started making bucket lists videos of things that he wanted to conquer or do, or things that was his fear, and he started just living his life. And his very, very first video, he gave this speech, and it was almost like he was trying to explain that him and Jayda wasn't together, but the speech was, he said, kind of started out like this. He said, Jayda was telling me how unhappy she was, and I told her that she has to go ahead and do her own thing to make herself happy. That if she's not happy, she needs to find her way. You cannot find that video anymore because they done took that video down somewhere. But it was a real video. And so, in that was the first indication. Now, as Will went on with his life and she was doing her thing, Will started getting stronger and stronger and stronger. He's in movies still. He's also doing the YouTube, and he's traveling, and he got the spicy Latina with him. He got a woman now. He's being successful. So there was a time that, and I don't know if they still have this video, but it was him, it was Will Smith, it was his children, and she finally came in one of the videos. Because most of these videos that Will Smith had, she meaning Jayda Pinkett, Jayda was in none of the videos. But this one was like a family video, and she happened to be in this one. As she's in this video, she's rolling eyes. She's making the mood again uncomfortable, and she's trying to show that she's unhappy with Will. And it just dawned on me, she's jealous of Will. It's like happy-go-lucky Will, he's just as happy, and he's, being himself, and it just killed her to see Will Smith be so happy and be jolly him. And it was like, just for a second, I got a notion that Jayda is jealous of Will Smith. Definitely. And so, okay, let's move forward. Now, for me, Jayda stopped liking August Alsina because, one, August had all these medical problems. He was supposed to come to Lincoln, Nebraska, and he couldn't because he kind of went temporarily blind. They were saying it was temporary. He would, I don't know. It was so much going on with him. They said his body shut down. He kind of went blind, but he got his sight back. But it was just so much that went on. He had to cancel, and they stuck it out for 30 days, almost 2 months, and then they just permanently gave everybody's ticket back because he wasn't able to come. And even like during that time, he was just sick and sick and sick. And to me, he became a burden. He was no more able to be the boy toy, because she had got her vagina tightened. Remember that? All of that stuff. When he wasn't as sick as he continued to become, and his illness kept progressing, he became a burden, and he realized he was being used, and he was being pitied. And once he was over that, he moved out, and he seen that she wasn't leaving Will for him. He moved on, and he got his own place. And remember, she said this herself, that he wouldn't talk to her, so he wasn't taking her messages. She seen Will Smith falling in love and wanting to, be with this spicy Latina chick. And, like most toxic people, they don't want you until, you don't want them, or you moving on with your life. And then that jealousy sparks the rage of sexy in their heart. And that's all Jayda is about. She's just, she loves the confrontation. When Will Smith is being a good, honest guy, that's boring to her. That's why I say he ain't her type. And if the money left tomorrow, she'll be divorced by the next day, because she's not there because she absolutely loves Will. She's there because of stability. Her mama is stable through her. She can provide for her family in a way she wouldn't be able to provide without Will Smith. You understand? She can call some shots with authority because Will's name has made her important, and her beauty kind of contribute to him. But she's not putting nothing, her little money and film she did can't equate to the money that Will Smith has. But she's not the wife she should be. And it's hurtful that Will Smith can't see that the woman he has is ruining him and stealing his reputation little by making a mockery out of their family with the shenanigans, the foolishness, the mood swings, and everything that she brings to the table. To me, that's a demonic flair. It's a demonic little recipe for disaster. I've never really cared for Jayda Pinkett Smith, all because, you can see right through certain people that's not good. A woman like her got so much game and try to be deep and speak in a deep way. Have you ever listened to the Red Table Talk? I've listened a couple of times, and they were talking about absolutely nothing. The words sound good, but the ball out of it was empty. They weren't saying anything, and it was like, if you really listen to the Red Table Talk sometime, you'll be like, huh? And poor little Willow really lost. For real. Gwyneth Pouch, I think that's her name, was on, or Gwyneth Powell or whatever. Go watch that table talk right there, and you'll start to listen to what they're saying, and you'll be like, what? And just start listening to the words that come out of Jayda Pinkett Smith's mouth, and you'll realize witchery. Sometimes when witches talk, it's nonsense and it sounds gibberish because it's confusion. And that's the type of spirit Jayda has for me. She didn't try to pull her man back because she don't care. She wanted him to do that. She's jealous of Will Smith. I don't care what nobody say. Why come Will ain't enough? Why you have to cheat or want somebody else or want him to be paying for your lover? Because Because that's exactly what Will did. And at the time, I thought Will was really stupid. I was like, you sitting up here letting this woman's lover live in your house as you go to work and take care of everybody. But I look at it like this. Will Smith had a heart enough to take care of those little girls. And those little girls, if it wasn't for the 3 little girls that was attached to August Alsina, I wouldn't have the mercy on Will Smith and the purpose behind why he allowed that to happen. But it's a lot of brainwashing going on with Jada. It's a lot of brainwashing that goes on. She sees that Will Smith is easy, and even what he did for her after all they've been through to embarrass himself on national TV like he did, we see it as passion, but when you look at the surface behind it, Will still needs to be checked. And, I hope he continues to go to therapy. I hope he continues to really wake up and see what type of woman he has that's backing him. She's not a real woman. She could care less about Will Smith. She's not a real woman. She's not a real woman. And the sad part is, when is Will Smith going to wake up to see that? When is Will Smith going to be responsible enough to wake up and say, I'm not asking him to divorce his wife, because that's still between him and God. But I want him to wake up enough to put his foot down and, do things that's going to test her. Because I still don't know if she really loves him. She only loved him enough because she thought she was about to lose him. And obviously she threw enough fits because, oh yeah, the spicy Latina, she was on the Red Table Talk at least twice. They got into it. You can't find those videos anywhere. You can't find those videos anywhere. So it lets me know she has control. She has a jealousy problem. She's selfish. Everything is about her and her mood and how she expresses. See, what Will likes is he likes words. He likes a woman to get deep and talk like a philosopher, and that turns him on. So in so many ways, he likes to be wooed and lied to and talked to like a little kid or mystified. But he doesn't understand the person who's doing it is just talking out the side of her neck. She's just talking out the side of her neck. I don't know. I'm not a fan, and I know somebody like, why does this girl keep making this video? Because the last video, I just didn't like how I described things. I didn't like how it was rolling off my tongue. Because I have so much to say. Every time I'm sitting back and I'm thinking about Jada, I'm just so angry at her for so many reasons. Because I see her as a facetious person. And it's just irking me because here it is. You have Will Smith, who is a really good person. Who's a really good guy. Who's built his reputation, and he doesn't see the witchcraft that's almost got him vexed, and like it's like Will is under a spell, and he doesn't realize that he's being used on a demonic level. And I'm so glad that there was Denzel Washington there to kind of wake him up to see a demonic presence or how the devil enters in. You need that wise person around you. It is so sad that his wife couldn't be that bug in his ear, that true safety net. If you notice, she never got up, not even to see if he was okay, not even to pat him on the back, not even to console him. You never seen her. You seen Denzel Washington. You seen Tyler Perry. All run to his aid, but you didn't see Jayda Pinkett Smith get up and raise a hand at none of it. And I wonder where she was, because I would have went to my husband's aid and been like, no, I would have ran up there while I seen it going down and screamed, no! Ain't no way she didn't budge. Do that strike y'all as odd that she didn't budge? Not even when you see him walking around with tears and tissue wiping his eyes, she wasn't there to wipe a tear. She wasn't there to wipe a tear off his face. Because to me, ladies and gentlemen, she doesn't care about Will, not like he thinks she does. She's there for the ride. And if he lost everything tomorrow, I guarantee she'd be gone. Because she's there for security and safety. She's not there for love. When she told him, if you on one end of the wing and I'm on the other end of the wing, we still gonna be married, she let it be known. I'm not in it for love. Because you can go sleep with who you want to, and I'll sleep with who I want to, but we're going to remain married. I'm going to remain in your pockets. I'm going to remain in your pockets. I'm going to remain to be able to go spend your money. I'm going to remain to have my black card and do what I want to do. And the the pimp in her said, I'm going to have my man in here while you pay his way, and me and him live off the land while you go do all the work, bro. What kind of woman is that? What kind of, and again, I'm going to ask you to ask yourself, what child wants to leave their house at 15 years old? Most kids, you can't get them out your house. You can't pry them out your house after 18. You got to kick them out because they don't know how to leave your house so comfortable. Your house is so, this is home. It's so warm and cozy with all the free stuff in it because you paying all the bills. Jayda said, let me have my own place. I'm out of here. Y'all can do what y'all want to do. Y'all can have all these freak shows and threesomes and swinging parties that y'all want to have. Y'all can play this game like y'all love each other and don't, we don't know what was going on, but I know that he gets online and lie and he makes himself look bad because we know you guys had infidelities in your marriage. But the reason why he gonna sit up and say they didn't is, one, she don't want people to know. She don't want people to know. It was an entanglement. She's coming up with all these thrifty words to hide her promiscuous ways because she don't want to be told on. And it's unfair for Will to have to ruin his reputation. If y'all swingers, swing. If y'all got an open marriage, swing. Let it be what it is. Why do you have to lie? And I can understand if you don't want people to know your business, then just say, it's really nobody's business what we do. To think you have to answer the public with a lie. Why? To make yourself, again, ruin your reputation and look bad like y'all both just big liars. And, or big actors, or big whatever. People don't even believe that this Will Smith situation, this whole slap engagement, is real. But I assure you, I can't assure nothing. I believe it's real. That's all I can say. It looks real enough. Kinda, it do look. If you notice how Will Smith walks away, that whole walk away looks kind of fake to me. But why? The whole purpose of it, by saying it's fake, is why would they have to put on this show? What would be the real purpose? To make the Oscars ratings go up? That's stupid all it's in itself. If the Grammys really want the ratings to go up, you know what they need to do? Change the way that they, change the show. Put a few more updated incidents in the show, performances in the show. I mean, there's ways that, they can come up and make it worth somebody's while to watch. They don't have to put a violent skit in there to make everybody watch, because I'm still not going to watch next year, because you know why? If there's any good movies out, any good African American movies out, they're not going to show it anyway. They probably won't even be nominated. Look, let's keep it a buck. If Will Smith was to win an Academy Award, it should have been during The Pursuit of Happiness. Pursuit of Happiness should have been when Will won Best Leading Role and his son won Best Co. What is it? You know what I'm saying. Co-actor, I don't know. But that little boy should have won too. The fact that the Grammys are not on their job and being unfair, that's all within itself. I don't believe that they needed to help the Oscars. It don't make sense. And for people to say that, it's like, let's let that go and let's focus on if this was a real scenario. What do we need to do? And I'm tired of people saying it's the Black Awards. Don't be labeling that stuff on us. And then y'all get mad when people equate us and violence together. This was a man-to-man problem. Because, again, like I said, if we're going to say that there was two black men there, one handled it very great and the other one handled it poorly. But I give Will Smith a pass. And not only do I give him a pass, I don't want to see him lose anything. Not an award, not anything. Not even his dignity. You know why? Because we all have a moment. He is human at the end of the day. And some of the things he said was just real. You know, you have people talk about you, da-da-da-da-da, and it affects you. I'm going to be 100. Because I've told this before and I'll say it again. I've been a butt of jokes. It's probably not on the same level. I'm not sure. But I've been to a couple of comedy clubs. And I promise, every time I go to a comedy club, the person singles me. I get singled out. I have not been to a comedy club or a comedy where, I've been to a couple where I wasn't singled out. But generally, I was always called on. I was always made fun of. The last one I was at was Mike Epps. Mike Epps, I was laughing a little too hard. I was up in the front at one of the tables, and I'm cracking up, and he just says, "Oh, now, it wasn't that funny, Jennifer Hudson, before the weight loss." And I opened my mouth like, oh my God, no, he didn't. And in the back of my head, I was about to tell my own joke, and some said, don't do it. If you don't want to be the butt of jokes all night, don't do it. I thought about that twice, and I was like, I started laughing back like, oh, yeah. And, you know, before the show was over, I was like, I love you, Mike Epps. He was like, I love you too. And then after the show, he came, see me, hugged me, and that was it. Now, there was a lady at a table next to me, and she was the butt of jokes all night. And if I was her, I would have left because it got so bad. People was laughing all night, and that man he was the host of the show, and he just kept targeting her. And she was on a date, and I felt so bad because I was like, I know this man is not going to date her after this because it was straight embarrassment. And so, but in that situation, I would have got up and left. To get on stage and try to fight somebody, come on. And I'm a fighter. I used to be a fighter. And that fighting was my go-to. But even but in a moment like that, I don't want to call somebody else a shot. I don't want to say what I would have did. I'm just going to excuse Will Smith, and I want everybody to just, I can't tell everybody how to feel, but I can say, I forgive him. And I want to see him win. And I want to see him, and it would be so nice if him and Chris Rock could come together on national TV and have a sit down and just talk it out. Because that's what needs to be done. They need to get back to the culture, and they need to get back to the public and show that two men can be responsible. I really don't feel like Chris Rock really has to do that. I feel like if he is to have any responsibility, he could apologize to Jayda, but I don't feel like the joke was that bad to have to really apologize to someone like that. He didn't. He probably, if he knew she had alopecia, which I doubt, um, I don't think he even would have touched it. But I think Jane. Okay, first of all, let's go to the uh, G.I. Jane. That character was admired so much back then. Demi Moore had long hair to her butt. She cut her hair back in those days, and it was considered brave. The movie, I don't remember the movie that much. I remember, I don't remember what it was about. I don't even think I ever watched it because I love Demi Moore, but that just, they made too big of a deal of it. So I never really wanted to watch it. So I don't think I've ever watched it. But I remember them making a big deal about her hair, and it was really a compliment, maybe a backhand compliment, but it was a compliment enough for it not to be to bruise the ego. And to me, again, with her strong wizard spirit, I'm just not a fan of Jada's, but with her strong wizard spirit, she changed the mood of that moment. She rolled her eyes for what reason? To me, it's just because she just probably don't like Chris Rock like that because he supposedly told jokes in 2016 about when she was boycotting the Grammys then, and it's like, get over yourself. Like, he's a comedian and jokes are allowed. You ain't all that. None of us are too much. I ain't gonna get on no more comedians because you know I'm gonna say comedians have to be careful. I could just remember this guy. I think his name was Steve Brown or Stevie Brown. All I know is he's in the Soldier Boy um, you video. He's the guy with the messed up teeth, and anyway, so he had came to Nebraska one time, and he was just singling me out, but he was being mean. I've had comedians say all kind of stuff to me, nice, lovely, funny, over the top, but this particular man was being mean. And why he kept picking on me, I do not know. But he just kept picking on me, and I think he could feel the room. It was starting to get uncomfortable. And it was getting uncomfortable to the point where he felt like he needed security. And I was a little I appreciated brothers looking out for me because he was really being mean to me, and it didn't make any sense why. But yeah, I think sometimes when comedians go too far, um, yeah, do they need security? I think security should always be around when there's a comedian because they may say something that really does rub people the wrong way. Now, was I going to jump up and beat this guy? No, but I can see some brothers that kind of was getting offended for me and didn't like how he was attacking me, which and guess what? The part of me that I wish Jada would have jumped up and stopped him. I could see myself letting them brothers go up there and attack that man because he was doing too much to me, and it was hurtful. And it was like, why is he picking on me? I didn't really understand it, but those people have been friends for a long time. So I'm gonna try to wrap this up because I'm going to a here nor there conversation. My point was, I just feel like Jada's not the right woman for Will. I feel like Will could do so much better. I think he needs to rethink his situation with her. He doesn't have to get a divorce, but I think he needs to know exactly, who he's dealing with. I don't think that he see it in a way. It's like Will has blinders on. I don't think he can see that Jada is the poison in the situation. She's been the contributor to all their failures, like big time, like huge. She's a contributor, and I don't think he even put her in the equation to be the reason of his downfalls. So first things first, he needs to wake up and take the veil off and understand who he has by his side. I mean, because that's where he needs to start. And I think once he understands that, he can get a lid on what's going wrong in his life. He has a woman in his ear that to me doesn't mean him any good. He's her, he's her meal ticket. He's her security blanket. He's her fool. Because ain't no way I would have let my husband run up there. I would have, hey! She didn't even console him. Think about it. She wasn't even the one that got up and consoled him as he walking around crying, getting conversation from Denzel and Tyler Perry. Where was you at, Jada? Where were you at? I didn't see your dress flowing nowhere. And I would have been the one that he leaned on. I would have been the one breaking it up. I would have been the one. But you just sat there. I didn't see you get up once. Knowing you got a woman that's really standing by your side. And men, y'all need to pray too and ask God for what y'all need, because it's hard out here. Not for a pimp, just for a regular man. It's hard out here for regular men to find just good, decent women. So, on that note, I'm going to let y'all go. I know I talked long and hard. I just got a thing for this whole Jada thing because I see it for what it really is. And I see a man that is he's spiraling, of the word, I can't say it, but you know what I mean. And I feel like it's witchcraft, it's a spell, it's demonic forces that's attached to Will through her, through Jada. Jada's a witch. Somebody might be like, that's over the top, that's real. Look at the steps. Look at the things that has went on through the years. Look at how their relationship has carried itself out. There's nothing good about these two. Oh my goodness, I can't shut that off. There's nothing that comes from Jada's part or participation of their marriage that's good other than her looks. Other than she's pretty, she's beautiful. That's it. She's petite. That's it. And for him, he's he's still mystified by her. But she's nothing. She's nothing to brag about. She's been the thorn in his flesh the whole time. So I'm going to let this go. I don't even want to bring up nothing else because I'm so angry with the way the relationship is. And I just need somebody to pray for Will. Because that's what he needs. And he needs a good woman by his side that got wisdom, that's seeking knowledge and understanding, that has his back, that's looking out for his best interest at hand. And it's not Jayda Pinkett Smith. Like, share, and subscribe. And leave a comment. Tell me what you think. Maybe I overdid it, but this is the way I feel. And if you are this woman and you see yourself in anything I said in Jada, get you some help. Make sure you are the life for your family. Everybody does wrong. Nobody does it perfect. But know when you're going all the way to the left.